Okay, folks, my name is Vikki Hankins, and I am sitting here with someone that I really didn't know about. I learned of him on or at a red carpet event. This gentleman has been around. He's an actor. His name is Mr. Larry Rhem. Thank you for speaking with me.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Oh, indeed, indeed. And let me tell you something. His career is exceptional. A lot of times I like to see where folks have been, how much work they've done. And to my surprise, the hit series, The Quack, Being Mary Jane.
Survivor's Remorse, Let's Stay Together, Devious Maids. Oh man, I did Hell Date Season 2 years ago.
Okay, I remember that.
Yeah, so I worked on quite a few projects, a few independent films, 4 minutes. I worked on both Stomp The Yard 1 and 2. Interned with Rainforest Films for a few years, worked under Robert Townsend briefly while I was in college. So I've been moving around a little bit.
Right, and so here's what I see just from that. It's not one of those things in terms of Mr. Rhem's career. It's not one of those things where he jumped into the show and that was it. Your persistence,
yes.
You're determined, obviously,
yes.
With your career. How do you keep that determination?
Just the fact that I know what I want to do. And knowing that you got to have faith in yourself and faith in God and believe in yourself. And I know that working for corporate America, I don't doubt or down anyone who does that, but that's just not something that's in my heart. And I know I would be miserable doing anything other than what I'm passionate about, which is acting, coaching, writing, and that sort of thing. So I don't see myself doing anything else.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, right.
Okay, so
right.
wait. You said a lot then, and I definitely have to harp in on that because I am one that when it comes to what's in the heart and what you believe in, that is what we're supposed to move with. Because if that's in the heart, in my opinion, granted, you're going to meet some challenges. Granted, you may have to work a little bit harder, but that's what's going to pay off.
Absolutely.
In the long run. And so how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I absolutely feel that. I feel like no matter what you decide to do, whatever industry it is, it's going to be your ups and downs. You're going to have your trials and tribulations, your obstacles. I would much rather deal with those obstacles working on something that I enjoy doing versus working in a field where I'm not happy already and still have to deal with those same trials and tribulations.
Right,
like, why would you do that to yourself?
Right. And I appreciate that. I hope you guys that are listening to this video and to this conversation that we're having, that you can hear what he's saying. Either way, I don't care if you're in a career where it's someplace you're unhappy with, or it's one where you're moving forward with the heart. You're going to meet challenges either way. And so just void the misery and go with what's in the heart.
Please do.
Go with what's in the heart. Now let's go here into Being with Mary Jane. Now that's a hot show. The quad is too. All that is hot stuff. Stomp the Yard. So how did you get in all the hot shows?
Man, look, the man upstairs. This had nothing to do with me. Persistence. I ended up getting an agent when I was still in college.
Okay.
And working with my agent, I was able to get opportunities to audition for certain projects. When Being Mary Jane came along, I had auditioned for it once before. For a particular character. It was just one episode, and I auditioned for a particular character. They didn't use me for that, and then I got called back in from another casting director who wanted to see me for that same character that I had already auditioned for.
Right.
And they liked what I saw, and they brought me in. So yeah, first time I auditioned with Alpha Tyler, and the second time I auditioned for Miss Twinkie Bird.
Okay.
Yeah, and they liked me, and they brought me in. I had the opportunity to work right there with Gabrielle Union briefly.
Oh, cool. That was my next question.
Yes, and she's a sweetheart.
Oh, is she? Okay. Gabrielle Union. Y'all listen to what he's saying. Okay, what happened now?
Gabrielle Union is a sweetheart. I was there with her briefly. When I got there on set, she was already working on a previous scene, or the scene leading up to when I come in. And the time that we got in front of each other, she cracked little jokes, she laughed, she smiled, she speak to you, and she was just real cool. She made it very easy.
Kudos to you, Gabriel Union, through him, where people like me and some of the other folks were able to see your character. Because a lot of times, those who are notables or who are severely famous or extremely successful, they portray one thing on television or out in the public, but then the real folks, who are you? You just transform.
Right.
But for you to have that interaction, that speaks volumes. So we're glad to know that you're the real deal.
She is. Maybe Gavin want to work with you again, hopefully.
Okay, so now tell me about Stomp the Yard. Those
man.
films are
Yes.
like that. I love them.
Yes, I was actually, it's crazy because I was interning with Rainforest Films around that time.
Okay.
I'm telling my age now, but I was a senior in college when they were doing the first Stomp The Yard movie. And being that I was interning and everything, they asked me, they needed background. At this time, I was just doing background work, no lines or anything. So I had the opportunity to do some background work a few days on set. And a few years later, when they did Stomp The Yard 2, I actually auditioned for like 4 of the characters and the lead for the film. Wasn't able to get it. It wasn't, you know, for me.
Right.
But I still worked on set and was still interning here and there. But I was also working on set, and I was there probably about 2 weeks on set working with them on that as well.
Okay.
So you see me here and there.
Yeah.
Everybody think you made it, even if you're just doing background work, but that's not the case. That's just part of the grind.
The process, right.
Part of the process, you know what I mean? So, but I enjoyed it. I love being on set. There's times when you're on set and you're up there for like 14, 16 hours. And to me, it's a breeze. I love being there. So it doesn't.
So what do you mean when you're saying you love being there on set and it's a breeze, and what does that entail?
Well,
I have never acted. I don't.
Oh well,
know.
no. Well, when you're working on set, of course there are long days. A lot of times there are gaps. If you're shooting during the day, normally you start from 6 in the morning to 6 in the evening. If it's nighttime, it's normally 6 in the evening to possibly 6 in the morning. It all depends on how they have the shoot schedule worked out. But being on set, a lot of times it can become grueling. It's a lot of waiting around.
Okay.
So for some people can get tired of being there. They get exhausted, fatigued. And when I'm there, I don't get tired or anything. I enjoy watching how everything is being put together, from how the director's setting up their shots, how the lighting person is setting up the lights and everything. I love the whole process, like the whole machine of how it's coming together. I just love watching it.
So, you know, okay, so let me say this. My work entails, I love what it is that I do. And there are times when I can feel just, oh God, the world is so heavy because I don't have the energy. The minute I get into this thing that I love to do, my energy level hits the top of the roof. And so that's how you're able to know when what it is that you love to do, when that energy level's there and you're watching that whole process, that's when you know you're in that area where you love to be and what it is you're supposed to be doing. So I commend you for that. That is awesome. Thank you for that. Now let me say this other thing here. You know, what I have seen in some films that are like old, 70s and whatnot, I'm looking at it and I'm like, wait, that's Larry Fishburne playing an extra.
Yes.
And then I'm like, whoa, is that Denzel Washington playing the what? You know, and these people now are #1.
Yes.
In the #1 category in the industry.
Yes, they are.
That's you. Let me say this.
I claim that. Thank you.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why, folks. Let me tell you why I say that. And the reason why I say that, Larry, and I'm saying that to you guys, because see, what I'm looking at here, we have all these shows that I'm getting ready to name here, and I'm looking at my iPad. You Google Larry Rhem, let me tell you, Larry. Get that? Larry. Rhem. 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 You'll find what I found. Here's what I found. What I found, and especially when you mentioned Hell Date and some of the smaller shows, and I won't say smaller shows, they were popular enough, but anyway, they've been around for a little bit.
Right.
When you look at something that says Being Mary Jane, 2013, The Quad, Now, Comeback Dad, Happened, Stomp The Yard, that means those smaller roles, your persistence is constantly getting you up into shows that are popular everywhere. Being Mary Jane, most people know that.
Yes.
The Quad, Happening, Combat Dad, Stomp the Yard, all of those are major.
I worked on The Game as well.
The Game. See, all those are major shows. So my point is, where Denzel and Larry Fishburne, all these people were in these roles, and you're like, oh my God, is that? He looks different, but he's over there in the corner. That's him.
Right.
You know. But the point is, they kept grinding, or like she said, the hustle of the work, and they're at the top of that game. And what I'm saying is that's you, because the evidence has shown the pace and the roles that have picked up in these major shows.
Absolutely. I tell a lot of people it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. You can't expect to decide, okay, today I want to start acting, and then next month or next year I'm going to be doing a show like Power. You know.
Right.
It just doesn't happen that way. If you look at Amari Hardwick, they had two pictures of him side by side, where one he was working on, I believe it was Moesha, way back in the day, like in the 90s, and he was actually just background. And now he has like the #1 show on Stars with Power. So you know, it's definitely a marathon, and all the thing that I ask for or that I pray for is that, you know, each year I do a little more than what I've done the previous year.
Awesome.
That's all I ask for. Just step by step, just little by little, I'm doing a little more than I did previously. Okay,
now let's repeat that. Look right into this camera and let folks know, no matter what it is they're doing, especially when it comes to that passion or that thing that's in the heart, the soul, that it's the sprint and the marathon piece. What's the ideal behind that?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a sprint, it's a marathon, not a sprint, meaning you can't expect to start in the field and within a few days or a few months or even a couple years, you're gonna be on top of it. Now, I'm not saying that it can't happen, but you can't expect it to happen. You have to be really passionate in what you do. You have to love what you do, and eventually everything else will come behind.
And I appreciate that, because it's the same thing with me and the work that I do. It's one of those things where you have to have the longevity, you have to have the long for it,
diligence.
The love for it, the diligence and all that. And the journey in itself, I think, is so fulfilling, because where I was last year, as you're saying, where you were last year, you can see your progress. Absolutely. Each year as it goes forward.
Absolutely.
Okay, so tell me, one, I want to know this, just so mid-set, while we're here, midway, how can people follow you and learn more about you?
Okay, well, you can actually follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is Remy 2.1. That's RHEMY 2.1. Also, my Twitter is Remy1, RHEMY 1. And that's pretty much how you can find me as far as with social media.
Okay. Yeah. Now, where are you going? What's happening? What's coming up? You have anything new that we're getting ready to look into? Already, I don't want to say anything new, because when you're already hitting being Mary Jane and Stomp The Yard and the quad and all that, you know, it's a big deal to already be there. So where are you going?
Now getting in preparation for season 2 of the quad. We start shooting in September. We'll be shooting from September through December. I'm also doing some writing. I'm slowly but surely working on my first screenplay.
Okay.
That I want to finish hopefully this year, early next year. I'm also working on shorts and skits, and you know, I'm starting a YouTube page.
Cool.
You know, where I'll be adding more content. You'll see some comedy sketches.
Okay.
You will also see like some dramatic pieces that I do. You know, so I'm just constantly growing. Eventually, I want to say maybe 5-8 years from now, I would love to have my own production company up and running.
Cool beans.
Where I can put out my own content.
Cool
the type
beans.
of movies and projects that I love growing up are the type of projects that I want to bring back and put out. So,
awesome deal. Now, there's so many things that I want to say, but we are out here in the public, and we are in this open field here where people are walking through, and so it's awesome.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it's just good to get out and just talk and have conversations. So I'm enjoying the conversation.
Oh, thank you.
I too am being inspired in terms of the longevity piece, and then the passion that you have in the heart versus what is not for you. But let me say this. There is something that I think is very unique about you and so many other people from this one place. And it's a small town there in North Carolina. Let me tell you something, folks. I've learned about this city called Kinston, North Carolina.
K-Town.
And this town has so many superstars coming out, from acting to sports. I don't get it. Why?
You know what? I don't know, but I'm thankful that it is that way. You know, Kinston, North Carolina has what? Jerry Stackhouse has come from there. Charles Shackelford has come from there. Myself, you know, coming from there. I mean, you have, I don't know, because in this small town, there's not a whole lot to do.
Right.
So either you're into sports or the arts, or you're probably getting in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's beautiful to see so many beautiful people coming from that little small town, Kinston, North Carolina, and East Carolina, to see so many people come from there, and I feel like a lot of people that come from there are still humble. They're very grounded. Just great people to be around. So I love Kinston, North Carolina. I loved it being there as a kid. I still visit from time to time. I was actually just there a few months back.
Okay, okay.
You know what I mean? So I just love I love where I come from.
And I have to say this.
Yeah.
Now, this is a shout out to how I came to know about Larry, Mr. Rhem here, is through Gary Goldwater Jones, who seems to be a
Goldwater.
who seems to be a pretty known figure in that town too.
Yeah, man, he know my whole family.
And the thing of it is, I've never seen a group of people, just a town, that are so loyal and dedicated and supportive.
Absolutely.
And so I just think, you know what, there needs to be more communities, more towns, more cities like that. And so I came to know about him again through Goldwater, as everyone called him in that town. And then I got to know about your uncle and this one and that one. But again, kudos to you in your career.
Thank you
and
so
what's
very
happening.
much.
So I appreciate that. And now let me ask one question for those who are out there in terms of those who are emerging actors who want to be in the acting field. What is the one piece of advice that you would give them in terms of, like you said, you were, I think you said casting, and then you auditioned. That's the word, you auditioned.
Right.
What kind of advice can you give them about that casting and audition process?
Well, for any person who wants to become an actor, the very first thing that I would tell you to do is to take classes. I don't care how good you think you look. I don't care how natural you think you are, or if people say that, you know what, I think you can act, you know, you have to take classes and really build on your craft. I feel like if Denzel Washington can still have an acting coach, who are you to say you don't need one? You know, this is a craft that you're constantly learning. You're constantly meeting peaks and valleys and learning more about yourself in the craft. We all change as people. So why not continue to put that investment in yourself if you want to take it seriously and pursue it? From there, once you take classes, another benefit from doing that is you're in that world of people who are like-minded, so you encourage each other. You also find out about other opportunities as far as getting auditions, who's shooting what, who's casting what. So you learn more, you get more knowledge as far as to what's going on in your community.
Right, right.
You know, theater is really good. It gives you a really strong foundation. And like I said, I take classes and I coach classes here in Atlanta with the Premier Actors Network under Dwayne Boyd. And we do classes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday. We do kids classes. Okay. You know, so that's just, I mean, definitely get yourself in classes. Learn. You can reach out. You can reach out to me on the social media, on IG or on Twitter. Okay. Direct message me, and I will respond to the direct message. Also, if you look online, if you look on to Dwayne Boyd's Premier Actors Network, it should come up on Google. And that gives you all the information as far as when we do classes, how to contact us, location, and all of that information. But we do classes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 7:30 until 10:30. Sometimes we run a little later depending on what we're doing. And we do a kids class on Saturdays from 11 to 1. And we normally do improv, scene study, on-camera work, audition process, commercial, you know, you name it, we do it. Yeah,
Being Mary Jane, Stomp the Yard, The Quad, help me out.
Survivor's Remorse.
Survivor's Remorse. So apparently he knows what he's doing.
No, I respect this a lot of social media stars that do a lot of things on like Instagram and Twitter and things like that, and Vine. You know, there are a few of those that I know who were taking classes with us as well. Philip and Emmanuel Hudson were taking classes. DC Young Fly was taking classes with us for a while. You know, and I respect them because they're willing to invest in the craft.
There you
and
go.
Learn more about the craft.
It.
They didn't just
That's it.
They didn't just do what they did online and say, okay, I got it. I don't have to take classes because you're just gonna hire me anyway.
Right.
No, they say, look, when I get the opportunity, not only do I want to show up, I want to show out. Right. You know what I mean? So I highly respect people who just take it seriously. Yeah, even rappers. You know, who are into music first and then they go into the craft. Like those people who take it very seriously, like your Most Defs. Right. You know, people like that. You know, I respect them so much. Will Smith, they work really, really hard. It's true. And it pays off. It pays off. Absolutely. The investment pays off when you're working hard and you take it seriously. A lot of folks don't know that you have to invest in whatever. If you're serious about it, you have to invest. What you're doing is investing in yourself. It's not, oh, how much does this cost? Well, let me go the cheap route. Let me just no. If you're what you put into it, this is my belief. What you put into it or what you invest in it, that's what you're going to get out of it. Absolutely. Period. And you obviously are a testament to that. So I thank you for conversating with me today. I'm so glad
that I learned about your career. And check it out, y'all. Listen, I have not, and I maybe I need to be ashamed or something, but I have not necessarily been dedicated to watching every one of the shows of the Quad. But guess what? Guess what? I am going to be watching them.
Shame.
That is funny. No. But I am going to be watching. I am going to follow your career, and I'm going to be seeing what's happening and enjoying as you continue to evolve, even with getting and having your own production company. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
And everything that you've done. One more time, how can we follow you? How can folks find out, learn a little bit more about you?
You can reach me on Instagram. On my Instagram, it is Remy 2.1, RHEMY 2.1. Also on Twitter is Remy1, RHEMY and the number 1. My name is Larry Rhem, Larry Rhem, and yes. That's about it. Many blessings, unlimited blessings and joy to everybody.
Indeed. So, my name is Vikki Hankins. We've had the pleasure of talking with Larry Rhem. Next time, VMH Magazine, check it out. He's going to be in that issue too. He is in several of them. But we're going to do another highlight on this because his career is phenomenal, and even the information and the tips that can be applied across the board in anything is that you want to do and that you believe in. Vikki Hankins, y'all. Take care.
VMH Magazine. Check it out.